Solving financial problems at a community association is not only an adjustment to your finances, it also is an adjustment to what you're communicating to your owners. Political capital is necessary to implement a financial plan and get the homeowners on board with the program. After starting with a solid foundation of an updated reserve study, you find it's all just a matter of communicating that you're budgeting to pay your bills. In this case, the monthly bill from the ongoing deterioration of your common areas. That's a simple concept to explain, but that doesn't make it easy. The future well-being of your association depends on you following through and doing your job to provide for its needs. So take a deep breath, work the multi-year plan, and your association can and will recover from underfunded reserves. And that takes us to the conclusion part of our program here. So let me wrap up our webinar today. And I want to make it very clear that success at your association, success at recovering from underfunded reserves is as much communication as it is financial. You need to take all that political capital that you have. You may need to build up some. You may need to be doing more smiling and shaking hands and spreading the news that deterioration is real, yet it's worth paying more to maintain the property, our homes, our property value. And you can see at this association, the board members are all exasperated. They're trying to talk about things, the reserve funding, and people are saying, I don't care. I don't even buy green bananas. I don't care about tomorrow. There are associations out there that really, it may take time just to build some political goodwill, build that political capital. So success is communication and financial. It requires political capital. It's going to take the goodwill that you've earned. And beyond that, remember, owning real estate is expensive. There's no way around that. Typically in reserves, we find that an association needs to fund their reserves at about 25% of total budget. So about 25% of all the cash you bring in should be set aside towards the reserve fund. You should only be spending 75% of your cash. That's typical. The typical range is somewhere between 15 and 40%. And the reserve fund typical mean point is about 25%. So keep that in mind. And you may have to raise your assessments to increase the size of transfers to reserves. And then finally, understand that in addition to success being as much communication as it is financial, taking advantage of the political capital that you've built up, it's not just money. Understanding that owning real estate is expensive, communicating that to the homeowners. Success may take time to turn it around. It may take time to gather the cash. It may take time to build your political capital. And if all else fails and you have a desperate situation and you need an emergency exit, there is an emergency exit available for some associations out there, and it's called association dissolution or deconversion. It's a whole host of new problems, but there are many associations that are starting to investigate this, realizing that they have let their associations go and they're past the turning point, and they may be beyond the point of recovery. So there is that outside thing. I'm not going to go down that path discussing that in today's webinar. Success is all about budgeting to pay your bills, both operating and reserve. But by doing so, you minimize special assessments, you minimize deferred maintenance, you minimize costs because things get done on time. You maximize owner enjoyment, you maximize community spirit, and you maximize property values. Good things happen when you provide the cash to get things done. You have a plan to get there. So it's a journey to the future, and the Reserve Study is going to guide you there. Now, we're here at Association Reserve. You can reach us at reservestudy.com. We've prepared over 90,000 reserve studies. We're going to hit the 100,000th reserve study sometime this year. We have a lot of resources on our website, written and video resources, again, at reservestudy.com. If you are a video type person, maybe it's easier for you to go straight to YouTube and search for reserve study videos there. A very large amount are there. If you find one that you like, sign up for our channel so you'll be notified when we drop something new. Full-size webinars, short portions of webinars, little 2-minute segments here and there, lots of content there. And then if you're a reader, we have a book. It's called Understanding Reserves. Earlier this year, we just released the second edition of this book. It's available at a very reasonable cost on Amazon. Again, Understanding Reserves. I've got a copy here on my desk that I will sign and hand out to someone who asks an interesting question in our upcoming Q&A. And I'll put a link to Chapter 1 on our webinar outline so you can get a taste, see if the writing is per your style. I do think that you will like it. And I mentioned that we have this online reserve calculator. It's called UPlanet. It's free with every completed professional reserve study here at Association Reserves. It's user-friendly. All calculations are per National Reserve Study standards, and it allows you to do some poking around and some what-if analysis. Our clients who use it say that it really helps them explore options and see the future more clearly. And another resource we've developed specifically for board members is our 30-minute weekly podcast for board members called HOA Insights, Common Sense for Common Areas. It's a podcast designed to encourage and equip the hardworking board members out there who are leading their associations forward. We feature current topics, current subject matter experts, and once a month we have a board hero that we profile. So it's a lot of fun that we have celebrating board members, helping them, again, in the hard work they do, leading their associations forward. At Association Reserves, we make the present less stressful and the future more secure. If you want to join us in this mission, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Leave a comment down below on what you'd like to see us address in a future video. Let's plan for your best future.